From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Thursday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart atop the Tanum Ridge. We're seeing all the city lights down below. No obstructions to visibility. Not tracking any fog this morning thus far. Temperatures are colder as opposed to yesterday morning. 20s and 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. The same thing for the lower Columbia Basin. Looks like we're in the 30s in the Blue Foothills, but mostly below freezing. In teens and 20s up in the mountains. So pretty much all of us have the opportunity to see some frost for this morning. Here is your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Obviously heavy jacket stuff for this morning, but a little bit later today it's going to be more light jacket weather, especially in the sunshine. We'll have a lot of sunshine in the forecast for today. It's going to be a very nice and mild day. We'll keep the forecast mostly dry through Sunday, but then mountain snow looking likely for Monday through Wednesday, especially up in the Cascades. Thankfully, looks like temperature is going to stay pretty mild over the next 7 days. But I'll have more to say about this storm system coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, we have an update on the search for a missing pilot after flying out of Yakima headed to Chelan. Why investigators say she never reached her destination.
And calling all student artists, you'll soon have the opportunity to feature your very own artwork on a bus as BFT launches their yearly art competition. All the details on how you can take part is just ahead.
Also coming up, we are taking a closer look at which items could cost you more money after another round of tariffs are put into place. That story and more, all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Thursday, March 6th, and we have a lot of news to get to. I want to get right to your top stories this morning as the FAA is reporting a pilot who was flying out of Yakima went missing Tuesday night after failing to reach her destination in Chelan.
And after 12 hours of searching across 2 different counties, authorities were able to locate the site of the plane crash and found the pilot dead. Our Emily Goodell tells us more about this case.
Based on the pilot's projected flight path, authorities began searching both sides of the Columbia River. Grant County later terminated its search after searchers were able to locate the site of the crash in Kittitas County.
Shortly after 9 o'clock, we got a call from the FAA indicating that a small plane that was being flown from Yakima to the town of Chelan had been tracked over Kittitas County and Kittitas County airspace and had gone missing.
The plane, a Cessna Skyhawk, with only the pilot on board. Searchers deploying a Marine unit to check the Columbia River. ATVs and volunteers with boots on the ground in both Grant and Kittitas counties. Plus drones and a helicopter searching from the air.
That search continued into the night until after 3 o'clock in the morning. At that point, the conditions became too dangerous. They called the search for the night.
The search resuming in the morning, and at about 12 hours after the pilot was reported missing,
a life flight helicopter found the crash scene and was able to guide in the ground teams. They confirmed that the pilot is deceased, that she was the only person in the plane, and her family was notified first thing.
The crash site near Whiskey Dick Mountain, about 4 or 5 miles north of Vantage Bridge. The cause of the crash unknown at this time. The pilot's identity yet to be released.
We're very sorry and send condolences to the family of this person, and at the same time, very appreciative for everyone's help that brought a swift resolution and let her family know as quickly as possible where she was and what happened.
Sheriff's deputies say the National Transportation Safety Board will be taking over the investigation to determine what may have caused the plane crash. In Kittitas County, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. Now, the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office says it relies heavily on trained volunteers during these types of search and rescue missions. Deputies say training is critical because well-meaning people without training can actually make the situation more difficult. That's why KCSO is encouraging people to apply to become a search and rescue volunteer. If this sounds like something for you, you're required to attend an annual training, and they're holding one in the spring.
We do want help. We do need help and resources, but we really need it with the thoughtfulness that advanced planning takes.
And if you don't live in Kittitas County, contact your local sheriff's office to ask about local search and rescue training opportunities.
New evidence has been introduced into the case against Bryan Kohberger. A new filing reveals a 3-person mixture of unknown DNA was found under a 21-year-old University of Idaho student's fingernails. That evidence comes from Madison Mogen, one of the 4 students who were fatally stabbed inside an off-campus home back in November of 2022. Kohberger facing 4 charges of first-degree murder. His defense team has asked for the DNA evidence to be kept from the jury. Kohberger has pleaded not guilty. His trial is set to start in August, and he is facing the death penalty if convicted, although his team has asked for that to be taken off the table because of his autism diagnosis.
All right, check this out. So if you're looking to add some color to the region, the Ben Franklin Transit has an opportunity for you.
Yeah, BFT is launching its annual art competition, and our Monique Ledesma tells us how 6 artists will have an opportunity to have their art rolling down the streets of the Tri-Cities.
BFT is calling on all 9th through 12th grade students from Kennewick, Pasco, Richland, West Richland, Benton City, and Prosser High Schools to participate in this year's Show Us Your City for a chance to see your art on their art bus. Brittany Archibald with BFT says the competition this year won't only benefit local high school students.
Art teachers decide to facilitate this project, like as a classroom project. There are prizes for those art teachers as well if one of their students wins.
Archibald says every year when they come up with themes, BFT tries to represent the people and places it serves.
We thought this would just be a really fun way for students to look out into their community and see what makes it unique and show us what they feel is the most important part of their city.
Archibald also says it's all about connecting writers and communities through their artwork by making them feel seen.
I just hope that these students take this opportunity to kind of look at themselves, look at their friends, look at the way that they interact with the Tri-Cities and see themselves represented on the side of these buses.
Some of the requirements in submitting your artwork are it cannot be religious or political, and it has to be 11 by 17 in a horizontal landscape. Archibald also says there will be first, second, and third place winners in 2 categories.
We're accepting traditional artwork, and that would be paintings, drawings, things like that, and we're also accepting digital artwork. So we have 2 categories, traditional and digital.
BFT says this art competition is something they look forward to every year.
Every year we're always blown away by the quality of work we receive. I think last year we got somewhere around 200 submissions, and it was so hard to whittle it down. We want to really stress how impressed we are with the student artists in our community. They're all fabulous.
Winners will be announced in May. BFT will do a bus tour and take the art bus to the winner's school to show them their artwork. Monique Ledesma for Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. And the deadline for students to submit their art pieces is March 28th, and applications are already open.
Yeah, students can submit their art pieces in person at the Three Rivers Transit Center or online.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, shoppers are bracing themselves as many items could cost more money. And this comes after President Trump's latest tariffs on the U.S.'s biggest trading partners. We've got that story coming up in your national news.
And give you that live look outside this morning from our camera at the Dust Devil Stadium in Pasco. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will have your first alert forecast when we come back after the break. It's 5:08.
Celebrate Bi-Mart's 70th anniversary during our open house with our latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. During our open house, members and non-members can stop in and save. Bi-Mart, saving the Northwest more since 1955.
So we spend a third of our lives sleeping. Shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Take up to 30% off all Doctor's Choice mattresses. Check out the Colorado Twin for only $149.99. Plus, get 60 months, no interest, no down payment, and free shipping. Improve your sleep life one night at a time. Only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
To see if you qualify for Hanford worker compensation, please call Smart Law for a free consultation at 509-735-5555. Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses, including neurological, respiratory and heart conditions, cancers, and beryllium-related disorders. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Call Smart Law at 509-735-5555 for Hanford worker compensation. Smart Law, smart choice.
Spring clean for a cause. With fresh leadership, Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity store is ready to make an even bigger impact. Join us and Century 21, Piton Wealth, and PG Long for our Fill a Truck event on March 7th and 8th. Donate furniture, appliances, decor, anything to help furnish a home. And for every donation or purchase, you'll be entered to win a gift basket. Enjoy free fries, fun, and the chance to change lives. Visit the Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity store in Richland. Your donation builds homes.
Over 8 seasons, they have faced the impossible.
So be NATO.
Now, things get personal.
He's a damn serial killer, and it looks like he took Maddie with him.
The 911 two-part return begins tonight on ABC.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a bit of a temperature tour for this morning. Colder temperatures out there, as in Kittitas County. We're down into the 20s and 30s, 2 degrees above freezing in Vantage, but well below in Ellensburg and Snoqualmie Pass. And this sensor still not working in Cle Elum, unfortunately. Then in the Yakima Valley, 20s and 30s, 26 in Yakima, 31 for Sela. The only temperature above freezing would be Sunnyside, technically 2 degrees above that threshold. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, also 20s and 30s, below freezing in the Tri-Cities, but technically above for Umatilla and Hermiston and Boardman, below freezing for Mesa and Connell. And then in the Blue Foothills, all of these locations below freezing, and even colder than that in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains with 20s and 30s. So many of us will see frost for this morning, but thankfully we're going to thaw out once again. We'll be up into the 40s and 50s by lunchtime, and still into the 40s and 50s by the late afternoon to early evening. Plenty of sunshine for today. It's going to be a fantastic day to get outside. Pretty seasonal for this time of the year, if not a few degrees above average. Will be even milder as we head into this weekend. Then we're tracking some more active weather as we head into next week. So I'll touch on both of those points coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 12 minutes after 5, taking a look at your national headlines this morning as we get a closer look at President Trump's plan to impose tariffs on some of our closest trading partners. Analysts saying that prices could soon spike on everything from clothing to electronics, even produce, and that the price hikes could reach shoppers within weeks or even days. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with all the details.
This morning, families bracing for rising prices stemming from President Trump's sweeping new tariffs on some of our largest trading partners. Prices are expected to rise across the board on everything from clothing to electronics to fruits and vegetables. U.S. Secretary of Energy Chris Wright explains the steps the administration is taking to keep prices down.
I can assure you there's very sober, thoughtful discussions going on behind the scenes about how to solve these problems.
This week, the Trump administration imposed 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada, as well as 10% tariffs on imports from China, which now makes it 20%. The CEOs of the top 3 American automakers, Ford, Stellantis, and General Motors, making a personal appeal to President Trump, arguing these tariffs will devastate the industry. President Trump agreeing to pause his tariffs on cars coming into the U.S. from Canada and Mexico for 1 month. The president is also considering other exemptions, including for eggs and some agricultural products. The president acknowledging his tariffs might cause inflation. ABC's Rachel Scott asking the White House how long that will last.
How long should Americans expect to pay higher prices?
Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but what I can assure the American people is that this president and this administration is doing everything they can.
President Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau speaking on the phone yesterday, but no signs of a breakthrough.
We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you.
China's foreign minister writing on X saying, quote, if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we are ready to fight till the end.
Well, even with President Trump lifting the tariffs on cars coming from Canada and Mexico, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying they are not willing to do so until the tariffs are removed. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, and he will have your full first alert forecast on what we can expect throughout the rest of the week as we get closer to the weekend. Giving you that live look outside this morning at 5:15 over the Columbia River in Richland from our Legends Sky Cam.
Life's better when your dreams are protected under our roof.
Good to see everything's okay in here.
I like your shield.
I like yours too.
My cap!
American Family Insurance.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Looking for a new appliance but don't want to wait weeks for delivery? At Fred's Appliance, our Get It Today inventory makes sure you don't have to. Thanks to our fully stocked warehouses, we have a vast selection of appliances ready for you right now. From refrigerators to washing machines, ovens to dryers, you name it, we have it ready to go. No more waiting, no more delays, just the appliance you need when you need it. Fred's Appliance. If we advertise it, we've got it. Visit any of our showrooms and get your new appliance today.
Welcome to Always Home, where compassionate care meets the warmth of family. Our dedicated, fully licensed caregivers provide round-the-clock support in a nurturing environment that truly feels like home. From personalized care plans to engaging activities, we ensure every member maintains their dignity and independence while receiving the highest quality of care at an all-inclusive locked-in rate. Experience the difference in our community at our new homes. Visit us at alwayshome-afh.com to book your tour today.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
It is Operation Best Friend every Wednesday as we feature lovable pets from area shelters all looking for their forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Christine Connolly, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and the Manthai Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Life's better when your dreams are protected under our roof.
Good to see everything's okay in here.
I like your shield.
I like yours too.
My cap!
American Family Insurance.
Kraken Predators pregame at 4:30 tonight on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Not seeing that much out there this morning in terms of reductions in visibility. No fog on the map thus far. It is pretty cold though. We're down into the 20s and 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, 20s and 30s in the lower Columbia Basin, and low 30s in the Blue Foothills. So a lot of us would probably have to break out the ice scraper this morning. Could be some frost out there, especially in the mountains where we're down into the teens and 20s. A little bit later today, it's going to be a fantastic day. Lots of sunshine, high temperatures getting up into the 40s and 50s, mostly above average for this time of the year. We will have a cooler pocket, though, in the Blue Foothills. And the winds gusting mainly out of the north to upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. Pretty widespread breezes. And then for tonight, the breezes will start to calm down throughout the course of the night. Overnight lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s. So once again, we're going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. Okay, our weather stays pretty dry overall through the day on Sunday, but late on Sunday into Monday, that's when we start to see mountain snow chances becoming likely. And then there's this storm system as we head into Wednesday. So you can see overall trending more active in the next week. We'll have more to say about these storm systems a little bit later. So specifically for tomorrow, we'll have more to say about those storm systems. And then in the meantime, high temperatures a few degrees above average for Thursday and Friday, likely peaking though for Sunday, as we'll be about 5 to 10 degrees above average, but then the bell curve starts to come back down as we'll be more seasonal by the middle of next week. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Mild and dry through Tuesday, but rain chances become likely again by next Wednesday. In Yakima, staying dry with clouds picking up this weekend, then rain chances roll back around by midweek next week. Then in Ellensburg, mostly breezy over the coming week with the strongest winds on Sunday, then the potential for a rain-snow mix next Wednesday. In Hermiston, mild and dry through early next week, but rain becomes likely again by the middle of the week. And then in Walla Walla, becoming milder and staying dry this weekend. Small rain chances Monday and Tuesday, but rain is likely again by next Wednesday. Now you're taking another live look at Pasco, this view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business. We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we're 22 acres.
What separates us is you're not just a number when you walk in the door.
Professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
If you're looking for a high-quality trailer at the right price, this is the place.
It feels like a home away from home.
I can guarantee you when you buy an RV from us, you are part of the Broadmoor family.
At Broadmoor RV,
we make camping fun!
Hi, I'm Stacy Lee, and I'm inviting you on a holidays vacation tour. Join me as we experience New England's fall foliage, October 2nd to the 10th. Our journey begins with a tour of historic Boston. We then travel to New Hampshire's White Mountains to admire the spectacular colors, before ending our vacation in New York City with an included Broadway musical. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword Apple Valley, to request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
Listen up. You've got 4 days and 4 days only to save like never before during the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. No limit. You'll also find huge savings on sofas and sectionals, dining tables and chairs, bedrooms, and much, much more. Plus, get 60 months, no interest, and no down payment. But don't wait. The 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
In a world filled with accidents, the injured look to Mo, because Mo knows a guy who knows another guy. Together, they are Brumback and Autumn, the injury lawyers. These guys are bulldog tough on personal injury and workers' compensation claims. Mo knows you can go to the other guys, but why would you? Brumback and Autumn, bulldog tough.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down.
We were starting a business from the ground up.
People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news this morning, the Kennedy Center will no longer be the room where it happens when it comes to the musical Hamilton.
Yeah, the Broadway hit was supposed to perform next year as a part of the Kennedy Center's celebration of the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, but it's canceling those plans. The show's creator, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and the lead producers say it was actions by President Trump that changed the Kennedy Center's spirit from what it was.
Earlier this year, Trump had Democratic members of the center's board removed and himself became a chairman. A spokesman for the Kennedy Center had no comment.
And it would have been Hamilton's third engagement at the Kennedy Center, and Miranda says the show is looking to perform at another venue in the Washington, D.C. area.
Yeah, the show joins other artists and events that have announced cancellations at the Kennedy Center as well.
And in more entertainment news, the second season of Apple TV's popular show Severance, I love this show, well, it came very close to having a presidential cameo.
Ben Stiller, who is the executive producer and director on the show, recently revealed to Jimmy Kimmel that they asked former President Barack Obama to appear on the show.
Stiller says he asked Obama in an email. He responded and said that while he is a big fan of the show, he doesn't have time in his schedule to do it, but I bet his innie would have time.
So Stiller says the role Obama would have played would have been as the voice of the Lumen building, and the role ended up going to Keanu Reeves. That would have been so cool. I mean, Keanu Reeves is great too, but
sure.
Obama's voice, yeah, in the background. Oh my gosh.
I know he does have that classic tone, doesn't he?
like that Morgan Freeman type of voice, which Morgan Freeman's like number one, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. All right, so much. Yeah, thanks so much. We're ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Washingtonians are bracing themselves for the possibility of higher prices after more tariffs are imposed on some of the country's biggest trading partners. It all comes as retaliatory tariffs are also on the horizon.
And coming up, we have what Washington lawmakers are working towards to navigate these trade conflicts. That and more is in your next half hour. But first, let's check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the popular gaming chat platform Discord is reportedly talking to bankers about going public. Discord is used by more than 20 million people every month, and reports say the IPO talks are still in the early stages and could value the company at $16 billion. Delta Airlines is backing a startup company with plans to design a more fuel-efficient plane. JetZero is developing a blended wing body, which it says could significantly reduce fuel consumption and noise. Delta says it's providing operational help with the development. Finally, it is being called the world's thinnest phone. The phone is called the Spark Slim from China's Techno Mobile. The fully functioning phone is thinner than a pencil. It's just a concept design right now, but analysts say it could signify a potential shift toward more compact devices. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Okay. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This is what joint pain looks like when you keep moving with Aleve. Just one Aleve, 12 hours of uninterrupted joint pain relief. Aleve, strength to last 12 hours.
Our floors don't stay clean very long. That's why I love my Swiffer Wet. I pop on a pad and get a mop-like clean floor in just one swipe. Wow. And for hair, try Swiffer Dry Cloths. The fluffy cloths pick up hair like a magnet. Swiffer, you'll love it, or your money back.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us and joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, jackpot was hit the three digits yesterday, so now it's going up again?
Yes, it's still in the in the triple digits, thankfully. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our friends over at the Legends Casino and Hotel. This was a nail-biter, folks. I went with a forecast high 55 in Pasco Tri-Cities. We had a little bit more sunshine than I was expecting, so that's why we were on the upper bound of that 3-degree threshold, but technically it did hit. So the jackpot went up to $125. So for today, I'm going with a forecast high of 58. So if the actual high falls between 55 to 61, the jackpot's going to go up to 150. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. All right, now what's on your screen is another live look at Pasco, this view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. And once again, not seeing much out there for this morning in terms of reductions in visibility as the fog just has not popped up. Temperatures are colder as opposed to yesterday morning, 20s and 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. The same thing for the lower Columbia Basin, mostly in the 30s in the Blue Foothills, but it's in the low 30s and 20s and teens up in the higher terrain of the Cascades and Blue. So a lot of us would have a bit of a frosty start for this morning. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. You can see lots of sunshine. In fact, clouds are going to be pretty few and far between. High temperatures getting into the mid to upper 50s. A little bit colder. We'll have a bit of a colder pocket in the Blue Foothills, but the rest of us should end up in the 50s, at least in terms of those of us who live in lower elevations. So a very pleasant day, mostly above average for this time of the year, and I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now we start this half hour off talking about the state impacts from the recent tariffs by the Trump administration on international imports. Industries all across Washington are bracing for fallout and retaliatory tariffs from the big three trading partners. That's Canada, China, and Mexico. Capitol correspondent Albert James shows us how Washington is working to navigate the trade conflict and also how one of the state's key industries could be impacted.
Washington Commerce Director Joe Wynn says the state is already feeling the impacts of what he calls unnecessary and harmful tariffs placed on foreign goods.
We know that there is a change in behavior in Canadian consumers. We know that our border communities have seen less traffic when it comes to tourists from Canada.
Wynn says his team has been working to shore up international partnerships as trade conflicts threaten them. Domestically, the Commerce Department has been helping businesses diversify, finding them other trade opportunities to invest in other places.
But make no mistake, it's going to be higher prices for most things in Washington state because of these tariffs. In the meantime, we're trying to provide, resiliency for our businesses, diversification of their goods, and then also just helping them navigate what this quagmire might look like.
Wynn says at least $296 million in the state's agricultural exports to Canada will be targeted by their retaliatory tariffs. Washington Grain Commission says farmers are not only concerned about international consumers being dissuaded by higher prices for their products, but tariffs raising costs on things like fertilizer and farm equipment coming from Canada and China. CEO Casey Chamra says because grain is a commodity, farmers can't increase prices to address increased production costs.
And so we're kind of getting squeezed on both ends if, the production costs are going up and then we're not able to sell for a higher price on the other side.
Chamra says the impacts of tariffs on farmers aren't fully known as the situation is constantly evolving, and while tariffs could bring economic benefits in the long term, they could do real harm in the near term. She says they don't help as the farm economy has struggled in recent years due to inflation, increasing production costs, and decreasing sale prices.
With kind of that fragile state of the farm economy, will those farmers be able to kind of bridge that short and medium term with the consequences that they might face in order to realize those long-term benefits?
Chamra says the commission is doing what they can to support farmers as they try to navigate all the uncertainty ahead. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
And tariffs aren't the only thing that people are bracing for. Washington Senator Patty Murray is saying orders from the Trump administration are coming on too fast and furious. The response comes after the president announced funding cuts for universities that allow what he calls illegal protests, saying foreign students who take part will be prosecuted and deported. However, Trump did not specify what he considers an illegal protest. As the First Amendment of the Constitution does protect the right to a peaceful protest, Senator Murray is emphasizing free speech is a fundamental American value.
It can be uncomfortable, it can be challenging, but if we start going down the road of telling people they can't have free speech in this country, we are in a very bad place.
Well, Senator Murray has been an outspoken critic of the Trump administration. She skipped Tuesday's joint session in D.C., instead holding a town hall focusing on the impact of economic policies on workers here in Washington state.
Now to a follow-up, the Benton County Prosecutor's Office just appointed Larry Haskell, the Spokane County prosecuting attorney, as special prosecutor in the case involving Sarah Clayson. She's set for an arraignment in a deadly crash in Richland. 20-year-old Jose Sanchez died, and officials say the decision to appoint a special prosecutor was based on Clayson's position as a local law enforcement officer, and the need also for independent review and handling of this matter in the interests of justice. And now the latest on the deadly Benton City crash during the weekend. We are learning the Washington State Attorney General's office agreed to accept the prosecution of Matthew Mason. We're told this is because of his connection with a member of the Benton County Prosecutor's Office, and police believe that Mason was going west on State Route 224 about a mile east of Benton City when he crossed the center line and hit an oncoming vehicle. They say Antonio Aguirre was in that other car, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Stay with us as we continue to follow this case.
Well, parents of elementary students at a Grant County school are having to keep them home this week. Reporter Hunter Bertram explains how an electrical issue closed the doors.
It's the middle of the school year. You should be hearing kids screaming from this playground. Instead, at Groff Elementary in Moses Lake, if you were there today, you'd hear this and see no kids in sight.
And it was like, just got the email that it was like, hey, school's gonna be closed all next week. And I was like, oh, okay.
Moses Lake School District closed the school for the entire week. They let parents know on Friday.
What led us to that decision was there was an electricity charge situation here at the school.
I asked if it was a student or a teacher that got shocked badly. They couldn't tell me.
It was an incident that brought it to the escalation of needing to close the school.
I also asked the district if we could go inside the school to show you at home what they're making repairs on. But they told me I wasn't allowed past the front doors, as it would then become a risk to my own safety. Now, the school's only been open since 2021. This recent incident isn't the first of its kind either.
It's not the first time. If I'm being honest, not the first time.
Mariel Harder's right. In April of 2024, Groff closed for a day because of what they say was an emergency with the school's electrical system. This week's closure, much more serious.
We do have people on site looking to rectify and repair it so that we can get kids back in the building.
For now, parents are picking up school materials and bagged lunches for their students daily, with the hopes that school will reopen Monday.
We are truly planning on being back next Monday.
All right, 5:36, and on a hot streak, the Chihuahua girls basketball team continues the winning streak that they've built up by only losing their first game of the season.
On Tuesday, on Tuesday, on Tuesday, on Tuesday.
And that's where they're headed, on to state. They continue to travel through the state tournament bracket. Students, parents, and you hear it, local law enforcement officials all showing up and showing their support for the girls' team with a rally tunnel and escorting them out to their next destination, the Tacoma Dome. The senior captain says these next games are more than just the last rounds of the state tournament, but also her last games as a Riverhawk.
I think just doing the things we've been working towards and communication, all the little things we've been working on in practice, and making it a team win.
The team plays today at the Tacoma Dome, tip-off at 7:15. Good luck to them.
Woohoo. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's about to get a lot easier for schools to take field trips to the Reach Museum. And it's all thanks to a generous donation. We have all the details after the break.
But first, I want to give you that live look outside. Ooh, look at that.
That is gorgeous.
That is beautiful. Live look from our Yakima Federal Cam right here in Kennewick at the Apple Valley Studio. It's 5:38, and Josh will have another look at your First Alert forecast when we come back.
Kraken Predators pregame at 4:30 tonight on Apple Valley News Now.
You've got 4 days, and 4 days only to save like never before. During the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get 60 months, no interest, and no down payment. But hurry, the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Celebrate Bi-Mart's 70th anniversary during our open house with our latest savings book. Storeware's 23-gallon storage totes are $8.99. Arm & Hammer liquid detergent is $2 off. Save $1 on Pedigree bag dry dog food. Stock up on seed pack packets, they're 50% off. And there's great savings on pantry essentials. During our open house, members and non-members can stop in and save now through March 10th at Buy Mart, saving the Northwest more since 1955.
Prepare yourselves for a non-stop party of live music, dancing, and fantasy that will excite your senses and leave you breathless. The Chippendales All Night Long World Tour, Saturday, March 29th, Legends Casino Hotel. Grab your squad and break away from your everyday for a night at Chippendales. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. The Chippendales All Night Long World Tour.
What are you doing?
Oh, we did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, you know, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
At Fred's, discover the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region. This spacious GE French door refrigerator is on sale now for only $15.99. With a large capacity of 27 cubic feet, this refrigerator will easily store large or bulk food items with 3 full-width shelves. We sell appliances, only appliances.
At Denver Mattress, we're all about that sleep life. And during the 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or score 60 months no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
GMA Friday morning.
Here we go.
Ready for a little gaga?
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. From her new music to life with her fiance.
How's the wedding planning going?
Oh my gosh. It's Gaga as you've never seen before. Only on Good Morning America.
What the hell was that?
A great white has taken out our electrical systems. We're dead in the water.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and get into our ski report brought to you by Schweitzer Village. So, of course, we have to start off at Schweitzer as they saw 2 inches of new snow over the past 36 hours. The base depth up to 74 inches. Then we'll take it down to ski Bluewood outside of Dayton. No new snow over the past 36 hours, but the base depth is right on the cusp of 70 inches. And then we'll take it over to White Pass, where there have been 3 inches of new snow over the past 36 hours, and the base depth is right at 60 inches. Okay, now let's take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We're going to start off in Kittitas County, where these highs going to get up into the 40s and 50s. Lots of sunshine, breezes gusting out of the north, upwards of 20 miles per hour. Then in the Yakima Valley, also breezes gusting out of the north, up to 20 miles per hour. These highs into the mid-50s. Lots of sunshine for today. Also northerly gusts, you guessed it, up to 20 miles per hour in the lower Columbia Basin. These highs a little bit closer to 60 degrees, but we'll have some colder air sort of damming up in the Blue Foothills. That's going to keep us in the 40s and 50s and 30s and 40s in higher terrain of the Blues. But also these winds gusting out of the north, upwards of 25 miles per hour. Will be even milder as we head into this weekend, and then much more active for next week, including chances of mountain snowfall. We'll tell you about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:42 now, and it's about to get a lot easier for schools to take field trips to the Reach Museum, and it's all thanks to a generous donation from Bechtel, aiming to helping students learn more about our region. Our Dan Hansen explains how.
What we charge for a field trip for a class is around $210.
Bechtel has been instrumental in supporting the Reach Museum since its early days, and now they're taking it a step further by making field trips more accessible for local schools.
Bechtel donated $10,000 to the Reach Museum to help fund school trips and field trips to the Reach Museum for students in the community, and specifically underserved groups whose budgets may not be able to cover the cost.
Stacy West, the communications manager for Bechtel, says it's critical for students to understand their community, where they come from, where they live, and the history that shapes them.
They get exposed to the environmental sciences, engineering, and those disciplines are important for future workforce readiness.
The Reach Museum offers exhibits on everything from the Columbia River to the Manhattan Project. The Reach Museum's education manager, Pauline Schaefer, says this funding will make those experiences more affordable for schools in need.
If there is a need, you're not sure you can pay that program cost, there's a simple way to apply for the funding, and then we are able to allocate that based on need, based on whatever you're able to tell us about what you are able to pay.
Schaefer encourages schools to reach out to the museum staff to start the application process. Reporting in Richland, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks so much, Dan. All right, 5:44, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, and giving you that live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. Josh will be back with your full First Alert forecast after the break.
So what do you think about these?
We like this.
Yeah, we love that.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
We're going to take everything down to the
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs.
Honey, you were right. Turned out.
Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com to learn more about no interest, no payments for 12 months.
Elevate your lifestyle and embrace your home's full potential with exclusive furnishings and expert interior design you'll find only at Spencer Carlson. Our dedicated team of professional designers will bring your vision to life right now during the American Leather Comfort Sleeper Sale event from February 28th to March 31st. Enjoy 10% off all Comfort Sleepers, Comfort Sleeper Silver, and Today's Sleepers, including matching stationery pieces. Upgrade your home with premium comfort and style from American Leather. Spencer Carlson, unsurpassed furniture and design for life.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Starting a business is hard. You have to stay connected at all times.
As we've been growing the studio, Spectrum's been there every step of the way. I'm always able to make the phone call that I need. I'm able to shoot that text message or that email. Every vital piece of equipment that we have here uses Spectrum.
Fast, reliable internet, starting at $40 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep your business connected.
Bleeding gums are a key indicator that you suffer from gum disease. They're also an early warning sign for over 20 serious medical disorders like diabetes.
If you already have diabetes, gum disease can make it more difficult to control by increasing blood sugar levels. A1C levels drop dramatically when treating gum disease and improving nutrition. Gum disease bacteria returns in only 21 to 60 days after a cleaning. This is why consistency is key. Do not put your healthcare at risk. Here at Avanta Dental, we have the knowledge and capabilities to effectively optimize your oral health.
Watch Live with Kelly and Mark weekdays at 9.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. You're seeing all the city lights down below. Doesn't really look like any clouds are up in the sky for this morning, but it is cold as we're down into the 20s and 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, 20s and 30s in the lower Columbia Basin, low 30s in the Blue Foothills, and mostly just 20s now up in the higher terrain of the mountains. So a lot of us will have a bit of a frosty start. But a little bit later today, we should thaw out quite nicely as we'll have plenty of sunshine. High temperatures mostly getting up into the 50s. It will be a little bit cooler in some of the higher terrain of the Blue Foothills with 40s and 50s. But yeah, lots of sunshine, mostly above average for this time of the year. And those winds gusting out of the north, pretty widespread gusts, but gusting between 20 to 25 miles per hour. And then for tonight, overnight lows falling down into the 20s and 30s. The breezes will be winding down throughout the course of the night, but in the early evening, they could still gust out of the north between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Overnight lows falling down into the 20s and 30s, so all of us going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. We'll keep our forecast pretty dry through the day on Sunday, but Sunday night into Monday, that's when snow chances go up considerably, specifically for the Cascades. And then it looks like overall precip chances will skyrocket from Tuesday into Wednesday. So a little bit later today and tomorrow, we'll have more to say about these storm systems, but just know that our forecast staying pretty dry through Sunday. Also staying pretty seasonal through Friday, a little bit more above average for Saturday. Could end up about 5 to 10 degrees above average by Sunday, but then we start to trend a little bit cooler, a little bit more seasonal into the middle of next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Will be mild and dry through Tuesday, but rain chances become likely again by next Wednesday. In Yakima, staying dry with clouds picking up this weekend, then rain chances roll back around by midweek next week. In Ellensburg, mostly breezy over the coming week with the strongest winds on Sunday, then the potential for a rain-snow mix next Wednesday. In Hermiston, mild and dry through early next week, but rain becomes likely again by the middle of the week. And then in Walla Walla, becoming milder and staying dry this weekend. Small rain chances Monday and Tuesday, but rain is likely again by next Wednesday.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:50, time for your morning sprint here on Good Morning Northwest with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Benton County has appointed a Spokane County prosecuting attorney, Larry Haskell, to serve as special prosecutor in the deadly crash case involving Washington State Patrol Trooper Sarah Clayson. Officials say this decision was based on ensuring justice and independent review because of Clayson's position as local law enforcement. She is set for an arraignment on March 12th.
The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office relies heavily on trained volunteers during search and rescue operations, and they're in need of some more, which is why they're encouraging people to apply. Now, training is required because if you're untrained, it can make situations more difficult. If you're interested, their annual spring training is being held soon, and if you don't live in Kittitas County, you can contact your sheriff's office to ask about volunteering.
Prosecutors will be gathering in Yakima to protest the recent layoffs of science professionals in federal agencies like NOAA and the BPA. The protests are happening tomorrow at the Rotary Farmers Market site on Yakima Avenue. It's all a part of the nationwide day of action called Stand Up for Science 2025.
Prosser City Council is looking for residents interested in a new recycling program. It's one that will be subscription based. Now, it's only possible if enough people sign up. It's a separate recycling bin that'll be delivered to customers. It would cost $24 per month, and that's in addition to your current garbage rate. And the recycling bin would be emptied on the same day as your trash bin. To sign up, you can visit our website.
Talking sports, Chiawana girls basketball team is on a winning streak. They had a special send-off as students, parents, and local law enforcement all showed up to escort them off as they head to the state tournament. Team is set to play today at the Tacoma Dome. Tip-off at 7:15.
In your national headlines this morning, President Trump meets with Israeli former hostages that were released by Hamas as part of the ceasefire deal. Trump also issuing a last warning to Hamas to release all remaining hostages, and Trump threatened to send Israel everything it needs to finish the job. Meanwhile, the White House says it's negotiating directly with Hamas about the hostages and the ceasefire. And the State Department is scheduled to give its first media briefing today. It'll be led by State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce, a former Fox News contributor, and the briefing will likely have much for reporters to ask, like the peace talks between Russia and Ukraine and the president's relationship with Zelensky.
5:53 in your business headlines this morning. Elon Musk says the U.S. should privatize anything they reasonably can, including the U.S. Postal Service and Amtrak. Now, Musk referenced the vast train transportation systems in other countries, calling Amtrak a sad situation. Musk also says a service has to have the risk of going bankrupt in order to have a good feedback loop for improvement. Musk acknowledged a lot of these changes would, of course, require acts of Congress. And 401ks are becoming a rainy day fund for more Americans. A record percentage of people took early withdrawals from their 401k last year, when nearly 5% of account holders took them. The pre-pandemic average was about 2%. More than a third of those who took hardship distributions in 2024 did it to avoid eviction or foreclosure. That's down from 39% from the year before.
In your health headlines, a federal judge says the Trump administration's efforts in cutting federal funding for public health research is likely unlawful. A temporary court order projects that a loss of life would be the result if cuts were enforced and research trials suspended. The judge had previously issued a restraining order against the Trump policy. Wild Coast Raw is recalling cat food over possible bird flu contamination. It's recalling some 16-ounce and 24-ounce frozen boneless free-range chicken formula. This was sold in Oregon and Washington, and the company issued a similar recall last month after 2 cats got severe cases of bird flu and died. If you've come into contact with this product, wash your hands thoroughly and sanitize all contact surfaces.
5:54 in your sports headlines this morning. The 2026 Men's World Cup final will be historic regardless of which teams actually make it to the game. For the first time since its debut in 1930, the legendary event will have a halftime show. FIFA says Coldplay is among those who will help produce the performance. No word on if Coldplay will take the stage, but the U.S., Canada, and Mexico are co-hosting next year's tournament. The final, scheduled to take place July 19th at New Jersey's MetLife Stadium.
And trending this morning, Pokemon memorabilia can fetch some pretty wild prices, but this one takes the crunch.
Take a look. It's a flamin' hot Cheeto that resembles the character, was it Charizard?
Charizard. That's pretty spot on.
Well,
they're calling it Cheetozard.
Yeah, nicknamed the Cheetozard. Someone bought this spicy snack for, get ready, $87,840. Only a little bit less than that banana, right?
Stop.
It was discovered sometime between 2018 and 2022 before Golden Auction House sold the item.
But that's where the answers end and the questions begin. The biggest two being, how was this particular Cheeto formed and why did someone spend so much money on it? Answers I'll never have.
Speechless.
People have too much disposable income. That's how you answer that second question.
Gosh. So perhaps, I guess, the best answer was supplied by a social media user who commented, quote, "This is kind of stupid."
Yep.
Hopefully the buyer feels less crummy about the purchase.
Crummy. I mean, it's cool, but spending that much money on anything, really, you know?
Better be a lake house.
Exactly.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, to each their own. Love that for you.
Cheetozard.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's maybe some
I've got love for Pokemon, but some
ways.
people really have deep love.
Pockets.
Yeah.
Deep pockets and deep love.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 5:56. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, we do have the latest on the pilot who was flying out of Yakima who went missing as she never reached her destination. We have details on that coming up at 6.
Plus, what one Washington senator is saying after President Trump announces funding cuts for colleges that allow what he calls a legal protest. Those details are coming up in your 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Another beautiful day on tap, lots of sunshine, pretty mild high temperatures, but some more active weather for next week. I'll tell you what that's all about coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.